Currently Wednesday, July 10, 2024. It is 2:34. Excellent time. I am inside of my leasing office at 1810 North Alvarado Street, nearest adjacent building 1810, that is, in between building 1810 and building 1808 of North Alvarado Street, just to be as precise as possible regarding the prosecution of the state and exposing demon possession and all the ways in which federal agencies will identify precisely what I'm talking about, even beyond the ability to capture the impossible, which is the maintenance, the stationary, stagnated presence of a fake sun, which is revealing demon possession and demonic activity that's practiced by a corrupt government, who is also simultaneously, again, notably for purposes of prosecuting that government, is at every step of the way aware of what's being exposed about it. So you're not ignorantly violating someone who doesn't know that they're being violated. The documentation which the government is monitoring has every intention to continue violating that American citizen, and engages in more violation as that documentation is accumulated. So this is pursuant to the pattern of conduct of federal group stalking and monitoring, and the entity that's engaged in group stalking, they desperately scramble to then obstruct justice. This is the pattern, and the entity does so while it does this pattern of conduct, while it engages in this pattern of conduct, it's revealing the satanic, the deranged mind state of the people of the state who are demon possessed, and it's revealing, just for teaching purposes, the character of Satan, the high level deception of Satan. But remember that Satan is, again, a defeated, if those who know the Lord Jesus, to his church, based on the position that he has placed us in as children of God, he's under our feet. And literally the prosecution of a demon-possessed government is an illustration of that. Okay, so this video is documenting for the people, for purposes of the prosecution of Amazon Prime. You need to know that Amazon Prime is a demon-possessed entity. Meaning the company ownership, the shareholders, the employees, every manager. I don't need to know their name. I'm showing you what is a pattern of conduct that's practiced by government. The government is acting in concert with a population. That population uses businesses such as my employer, speaker companies, an illegitimate company nonetheless. They're actually engaging in criminal conduct of a secret nature. This is supposed to be a secret system that's underway, and this is speaking to what is actually then an illegitimate company that's not actually focused, and its purpose is not to conduct business. It is to simultaneously make a buck, yes, but actually this is state surveillance that's underway in the United States, and it's demonic. And that demonic conduct, that demonic and criminal activity is relevant for purposes of prosecuting that government for what shall be recognized as terrorism. While a government is practicing demonic conduct, doing so with the population, and also is aware of the fact that you don't want to be subject to that demonic and criminal system, and that you are also accumulating evidence to enforce your rights, and the entity, the government, continues to do so. So honing in on the demon possession, which is relevant to, again, you may be a consumer of Amazon Prime. You need to know that they serve Satan. Everybody working, wearing these driving these vehicles, flying Amazon Prime planes, okay, and wearing these vests. This is an entity that's engaged in a pattern of conduct, and this pattern of conduct is not only criminal, it's demonic. And so I want to speak to the specific environment. This is when you literally review the videos that I captured. I told you what Amazon Prime does. I captured what Amazon Prime does, and Amazon Prime did exactly what I said Amazon Prime does. Amazon Prime is also that which I am telling you Amazon Prime is. Remember what Amazon Prime is, practically speaking. Amazon Prime is nothing other than a commercial means of identifying people, a collective group. This group are engaging in what is the demonic, and it's going to be prosecuted civilly and criminally, and it's in violation of constitutional human rights that I have, as you have an impossible occurrence that a pattern of conduct exists among people. And remember, Amazon Prime is documented outside of LA County. So you have, again, the irreconcilable pattern of conduct by just pick one aspect of the population. Amazon Prime, heavily documented group stalker, a terrorist, a sex offender, okay, demon possessed, the entire workforce, okay. So this is the light source that's over me today as I'm returning from the UPS store. and we're going to recall what I'm stating, and they're doing so in concert with the LAPD.
You'll recognize the pattern of conduct when you mention the demons by name. They arrive. Amazon Prime is stalking in the path with the hazard lights on. The fake sun is over me. That's how you know it's targeting, as opposed to a regular person that's just delivering mail. This is not the sun.
That's how you know that Amazon Prime, first of all, is engaged in the pattern of conduct, and this is not the lawful operation of a business. This is federal group stalking and monitoring in violation of existing and federal laws that shall be created to prosecute it. You're not engaging in anything lawful because the government's engaged in criminal conduct that has yet to be exposed. You will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Number one. Number two, this is a demon operating a commercial vehicle, stalking in the path, and fully aware of what it is that I stated moments earlier with regard to the documentation that the entity is monitoring. That's also relevant to the prosecution of the people of the state, specifically Amazon Prime, whose pockets I will drain. Okay? So this is the light source above my head, the unnatural environment. Don't forget that today the fake sun's over me in Montclair, California, and Rancho Cucamonga. I'm at Target. Target's a group stalker, okay? They're all filled with employees who serve Satan, demon possession, group stalking. Literally the pattern of conduct. Stalking via corrupt law enforcement agency, fake sun, engineer light, demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with noise. It is occurring in your neighborhood Target, okay? I hate to break this to you. So this is what the entity is doing, and this is where I'm documenting the P.O.C. in an entirely different region. This is also how you know what Amazon Prime is engaged in as a company. And this is an international company. And LAPD that's arriving on video, incriminating this driver who's going to federal prison, is engaging in criminal conduct right now. So I want to be clear, the inept and demon-possessed terrorist organization, the LAPD, not only should you not be group stalking and serving Satan, in other words, you need to repent, because you're suffering criminal charges, you're suffering repercussions in the natural for that which you have been practicing out of conformity with what clearly the Lord Jesus would have you to be doing. You're suffering consequences in the natural. And these inept, demon-possessed group stalkers that are stalking in a helicopter are getting people in trouble one after another. I mean, and it's not just one. You're talking about group after group. I'm talking about a whole plaza full of people, and I'm going to drain the pockets of Burbank Empire, the Empire Shopping Center. I'm going to drain their pockets because the entity is engaging in terrorism, flying over my head in a helicopter at the Walmart. The entity is flying over my office right now while I'm documenting and exposing the demon-possessed and corrupt actor Amazon Prime, who is monitoring you, violating your privacy, molesting you with engineered light, stalking you through satanic methods such as stalking in the path with light when you're looking at their hazard lights on or their use of their turn signals. They're demon-possessed and they're group stalking you, and they're doing so with the government, with the state. Okay, and I want to be clear, that's the purpose of these large businesses that make a lot of money and they exercise undue influence, okay, over people and over laws and policies. Okay, so I just want to be clear. What I stated regarding Amazon Prime is exactly what happened. So I want you to look at this fake sun that's over my head at 1:44 in the afternoon while Amazon Prime is group stalking in the path, doing so with their hazard lights on. That they're doing so while they are perfectly aligned with where I walk to get out of my car to go to my apartment.
Path with the hazard lights on. The fake sun is over me. That's how you know it's target.
Oops. They're doing so
All right,
while
so you'll recognize the pattern.
the specific environment is present, so you're not innocently or coincidentally stalking in the path, creating light activity in concert with the entity that's stalking in helicopter. You're also not doing so coincidentally, ignorantly, in concert with demons that are stalking in helicopter while I am referencing you in the body of evidence regarding criminal conduct that you have previously engaged in. And you also want to pay attention to the location where I'm standing. I'm literally standing in front of my apartment building at 1:44 in the afternoon. And this is where you will see below Amazon Prime is group stalking, not delivering or engaging in any lawful operation of a business as an ignorant employee who's just delivering a package, just doing their job, in other words. No, they're a demon-possessed workforce, and this is state surveillance. They're group stalking, and outside of my window is the identification of Amazon Prime. One second, hold on, let me go back to the Amazon Prime is group stalking, and this is captured yesterday. Let me go back so you can see. I want to juxtapose these two videos so that you can witness what Amazon Prime is doing and the time frame that it's occurring. So listen to this.
Prime that is engaging in a sex offense by coming onto the grounds. They're also engaged in Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. Recall the video documentation of Amazon Prime pacing all around the property as I returned to Alvarado Gardens last Tuesday in the morning, and the fake sun is over me while Amazon Prime is group stalking, and that fake sun is over me while I'm in the parking lot adjacent to this vehicle, and they're monitoring me in the morning, and they're monitoring now. And this is speaking to the fake sun that is in alignment with me in the same way that it is while.
And I want to be clear, this is where I'm standing right now in the afternoon as I return to my apartment. I am inside of this apartment building right here that you see to the right. Sorry. Oops. I am inside of this apartment building that you see to my right. I'm standing right in front of my apartment building. And the demons that are group stalking, they know that this is my apartment building. This is my window up here at the top. And this is the window that I'm looking outside of. And you're looking at the time frame. This is 5:39 p.m. to 5:47 p.m. This is where the fake sun, because there is no iteration of the natural environment. 1:44, so the sun is maintaining some presence where it's still in the same position in alignment with me, which you saw also this morning, while Carla Lopez just replaced the logo. Speaker companies versus Amazon Prime, same entity, group stalking. Nonetheless, we're going to hone in on the demons of Amazon Prime. So you have the same location. I'm inside of my bedroom, and right here at 1:44, I'm standing right outside of my apartment building. My bedroom is on the 3rd floor, and you are looking at what is impossible, that the sun is in the same location. And you are also looking at what is stalking with method of light activity. This is a demon that stalks in that engineered environment with the method of light activity, which you are conditioned to accept as using your hazards for cautionary purposes, okay, for everyone's protection. It's actually called light activity, and it's in an engineered environment, and it is occurring while the demons are stalking in helicopters, which is what happened in this video.
Mail. On the people of the state. It's like the people of the state are still group stalking now.
Just want you to make sure you can see.
This is exactly. This is what the entity greets with. This is what they did last Tuesday as I arrived, and they were group stalking with a previous aggressor to communicate a threat. This is what they do while they know that you're documenting them. They arrive to repeat criminal conduct that they know is being exposed about them. This is revealing the mind state of the demon possessed. It's a public safety concern. All right, that's a delusional psychopath that engages in more of that which is to its own detriment. Okay, and then the demons arrive in a helicopter, and that doesn't help anybody. Okay. Certainly not those demons with the LAPD. Everybody that lives here is going to federal prison. Crossing path by helicopter, crossing path by commercial airline plane. That's demonic pacing in the sky space while the entity knows that I'm documenting the people of the state.
So this is the pattern of conduct. Group stalking by the state in helicopters. This is a hallmark. It's occurring in an environment where the sun is remaining over me for the duration of the day. 1:44 in the afternoon until what is 5:47, the fake sun is still at the same property as I'm looking at it through my bedroom window, and Amazon Prime is engaging in what is group stalking as opposed to the lawful operation or employment for any third-party company whose criminal or public corruption is something that they know nothing about. That's not what group stalking is, and that's not what the workforce, the employees, the drivers, those wearing these vests are group stalking. They're engaging in the pattern of conduct. So just want to point that out, in addition to looking at the light source itself. Stalking with the state is speaking to intention, statewide system, helicopter, fake sun is over the top of my head, and I'm standing in front of the same apartment building that I'm inside of after 5 o'clock in the evening. That's what you're witnessing in this video below. This is 5:39 in the afternoon, and in addition to that, my bedroom ceiling is filled with engineer light, which is also what you know Amazon Prime is participating in, and it is prosecuted as a sex offense. Not only is this not sunlight that's appearing on my ceiling, creating multiple shadows, it is also not the product of what could possibly be the sun, because the sun is not in any position where it would be at the same location 4 hours from where I just captured while Amazon Prime is in my path as I'm walking to my apartment. 1:44 to 5:47, that is speaking to the scientific impossibility, and you're looking at the engineer light. So this is not the sun, nor is this sunlight, and presence in that environment is criminal. The entity is engaging in group stalking by wearing nothing other than a logo. Nothing other than a logo, and they're group stalking with those that are under the age of majority, doing so in concert with Tiffany Sherez's 15-year-old daughter, who's engaged in federal stalking, cell phone in hand to boot, with a little child who's creating light activity and crossing path. They're committing a sex offense. And Amazon Prime is not ignorant. Amazon Prime is fully engaged in state surveillance with the corrupt government that does so on a daily basis. You already know about the sex offenders and the terrorists and the obsessed stalkers that are the LAPD, following me to the grocery store, following me to the bank, following me when I'm going in my kitchen, cooking dinner, flying in circles for 47 minutes straight, flying over the apartments day and night, my apartment building, day and night, flying over my office like I just stated is the case. And doing so while I document the people of the state. That's not helping them. This is what I mean with regard to a government that has, under all circumstances, been shown to be a terrorist and also has exhibited the demon possession that I stated at the outset is the case. And all I did was present the evidence so that you could see, witness in the natural, what is the spiritual condition and what is the presence of Satan and what is Satan's system that's currently in operation here in the U.S. in the state of California. Okay, it's a demonic system. It's a system of surveillance, and it is occurring outside of the bounds of nature. Okay, and this is speaking to what is corruption by an entity that knows that it was being documented. Not only is Amazon Prime engaged in group stalking, doing so in a manner that is speaking to real-time knowledge and communicating a threat to arrive and engage in threatening my life with corrupt law enforcement agencies as they are aware of the fact that they're being documented. This is exactly what I spoke to while I'm documenting the Glendale Police Department group stalking me, and the entity is communicating a threat by group stalking with those who have engaged in kidnapping, those who have engaged in assault and battery, which is exactly what Amazon Prime did. Group stalking at this property, by the way, at 11 o'clock in the morning. So this is a duration of time analysis. Amazon Prime group stalking at 11 o'clock in the morning, 1:44 in the afternoon, 5:47 in the afternoon, under that which is not possibly the sun, doing so also in concert with corrupt law enforcement agencies. Those employees that's grounds of federal prison. And that is not the lawful operation of a business, nor is it a coincidence, nor is it ignorantly done. That's why the specific environment is surrounding me, because people of the state, including those bearing logos, the demon-possessed workforce, Amazon Prime is engaged in state surveillance, and they're engaged in federal stalking on the venue of the internet. All you're doing is replacing the demon-possessed psychopath Tiffany Sherez with one that's driving an Amazon Prime vehicle. That's it, so that you can understand in your mind what's going on. You're making superficial distinctions that do not apply with regard to demon possession and with regard to this statewide system. This is what I documented, referencing Amazon Prime, which the entity knows.
The cowards that are Glendale police are group stalking with this third party. You can see the fake sun through the windshield, 9JPC356. This is a threat to my life, where the people of the state group stalk with the corrupt law enforcement agency, Glendale police, who you know are demon possessed, because the fake sun is over me while it is nowhere near Alvarado Gardens, and it's certainly nowhere near the Montclair Plaza Mall, which is where I'm documenting the fake sun. And Montclair police are group stalking just like the Glendale police. The same condition is what they share as well, and the population is engaged in that same pattern of conduct. So I want to document, this is grounds of federal prison, engaging in crossing path. This is how a passive aggressive and demon possessed society engages in threatening your life, especially while you document, especially listening to me speak to the fact that I'm going to prosecute UPS. So a demon in a police vehicle will group stalk, and that demon in a police vehicle trying to flee the scene will put this one in federal prison. They're incriminating each other. 9JPC356, that's grounds of federal prison. The fake sun is directly over me. It's 1:27 p.m. All right, this is indeed P.O.C. Error mark crossing path as well. Error mark engaged in kidnapping. Everything the entity does is deliberate. That's also a threat liable on the account of 9JPC356. These are the ways in which the demon possessed want to communicate a threat. Error marked engaged in kidnapping. Group stalking with one that's a documented kidnapper. Group stalking with one that engaged in assault and battery. That's what Amazon Prime engaged in. They're putting themselves in federal prison. It is currently, again, 1:28 p.m. I want you to see, while a bunch of passive...
So the entity is aware of everything that's being documented. First of all, there's no coincidence in the specific environment. There are no coincidences. This is group stalking and surveillance. And pursuant to the pattern that I stated is already on the record, it's already the case, the demons that know that they're being identified will arrive to engage in threatening your life and your safety and communicating a threat by repeatedly monitoring and group stalking you, and doing so in concert, moments after I just named them, in the specific environment, in concert with the demons that are stalking in helicopter. I want to be clear, this